How's it going, Jeep owners? This is Ed here with etrailer.com, and we're going to check out the RockyMounts MonoRail on the back of our 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe. We're just going to see how well it fits and what it blocks on the back of the vehicle. So as you can see, the MonoRail is a wheel-mounted bike carrier. So this is gonna support your bike using a front hook on your wheel and not making any contact with the top tube of your bike frame. So what that's gonna do for you is gonna allow you to carry your bike without making any contact if you have a carbon fiber frame or a nice paint job, or even an unconventional frame like a step-through bike. It's also secured on the rear using a strap. So that's gonna keep it tied down right into the space, and it'll support a tire up to 5 inches wide. Now, taking a look at the back of our carrier, you can see that we have a lot of space here that's taken up. If you had 2 bikes loaded, your tail lights would be blocked out. You're gonna obstruct your backup camera, as well as being able to block out a little bit of your rear window. So you just wanna keep that in mind when you're loaded up. As far as our tilt feature on this guy, with our tire set here, we're not gonna have any kind of clearance to actually open the door fully. Maybe if we reached in the back, that's gonna give us enough space, but you're really not gonna have full access to the hatch area. Another thing I found is that I had to have my pedal right in the right space in order for it to fit and go and lock into place. So you will be making contact with your wheel. You could put yourself a pool noodle or something in between to help manage that friction between the two, but just want to be aware of that distance on your Jeep itself. And just for a reference sake, the tire that's on here is a 255/60 R20, and that's what's on this model, so you can get an idea for the feel. And you can also see with our handlebars, these guys tend to be wider than your road bikes on the mountain bikes, so you can kind of see that you're not making any contact with your glass either, which is good. So I'm going to take the bike off of the carrier, and we're going to take a closer look at some of the features. So I usually leave that rear strap on when I remove the front hook, and it is a padded hook, and you just want to pull it up as far to the forks as you can. I'm just going to pull out this strap here. And you can see as I remove the bike, the cradle on the rear has channels on the inside. That's gonna allow you to have space for your road bikes in the middle and support those beefier off-road tires. Now, another thing that's really cool about RockyMounts in general is the fact that all the contact points that you're gonna make are blue. So if you look at the hook right here on the top of your carrier, or the hook right here, this is gonna all let you know where you're supposed to touch with your carrier. Now I'm gonna grab my tape measure here, and let's see how much we're adding to the back of our vehicle. At the closest point, we're right at 10 inches. And overall, from the farthest part, from the bumper, we're right at 33. Overall height, we actually have a rise from the shank. So our ground clearance is right at 17 inches. Something that you want to consider with that is your capacity is at 60 pounds per bike. If you put an additional 120 pounds on the back of your carrier, you may experience some sag from the suspension, so just be cautious going up steep inclines and driveways. So we're going to fold our cradle up and tuck this guy and see how well it goes up against the tire. And as you can see, even pressing against it a little bit, you can get it locked in, but you're making direct contact with the tire right here. Now, that's up to your own discretion if you're okay with that kind of contact. I'm just here to show you how well it fits. And you can see in its compacted state, it does get pretty tight to the back of the vehicle. Overall, right at 16 inches. And at the closest point to the bumper, you're about 6.5 inches. So, I mean, pretty compact. You are blocking out your license plate, but your tail lights, back window are wide open. Backup camera is going to be obstructed by this mast. Going down to our cradle itself, our shank, you have a 2-inch shank that's steel that goes right to your receiver, and you have an anti-rattle bolt that has a 19mm socket. It is lockable. It comes with key-to-light keys for your lock, and it's going to have a lock cable as well to secure your bikes to the carrier. Overall, RockyMounts is one of the brands I like a lot. It gives you a lot of value as far as what it does, and it's super user-friendly. Alternatively, if you were looking for something a little bit different, The Kuwait Sherpa 2.0 is a good option if you're looking for a frame-mounted 2-bike carrier, but Rocky Mounts always gives a nice solid product for your adventures. So again, this is Ed with etrailer.com, taking a look at the RockyMounts MonoRail 2-bike carrier on our 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xe.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action. And this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.